What's up, you big stud?
Get out of here. Those studly days are long gone. All right, so we already faced the back side of this. We took 10 thou off just to make sure it was perfectly flat and level. Now we're going to, you can see we kind of got a little template here. So this plate, we're going to have our inlet ports here. They are going to get tapered. So you'll take this plate and bolt it on from the bottom side. So it'll come up like this. Just what we're milling, here's what we're milling right now. We're going to face it. And we'll cut out our intake ports. Then we'll change tooling to a ball-end mill. Then we'll 3D funnel them, so we have a nice transition. That's about it.
That's about it.
So should we machine her, Kev?
Let's machine it.
No, I'd said it's looking pretty good. It's coming along. Now are we gonna switch to the ball-end mill now and contour these?
We're gonna contour those.
All right, let's do her. So next we just got to put a little chamfer around the outside here, and then we'll be machining for the throttle body plate. Speed it up. There you go. It's a long one. So this is going to have a funnel on the back side of it.
Yes.
So that when the air comes in, this is opposite the throttle body, so it can take that. So the short side radius is curved.
Yeah.
So the front cylinders
Side
don't
profile,
run.
main hole.
Yeah, so the front cylinders don't run. There we go. Adapter plate for a 75mm Toyota Tundra throttle body. Well, technically, I think they call it a 76. But this will allow us to adapt a 76mm Toyota throttle body, also off the Lexus IFSs.
All right, for this next part, we are cutting the side plates and top plates for our 2GRFS FE intake, and we are doing an FSC next. But we had some problems getting material actually in smaller quantities, so we had to get a weird size. It's extremely tight hopefully the material doesn't move too much. Yeah, let's see how it cuts. I'm happy, man. That cut so nice. Yeah. It's beautiful. Look at these beautiful parts. Well, beautiful enough for what we need. Top, here's our top.
So now that we got all the CNC machining done, I'm going to do a little overview, show you what we got here. Here's all our different parts. We got the base plate. This is for the throttle body. You can see that's actually 2 pieces. We're going to actually machine that as 1 piece in the future. Here's the base plate. Our sides, they're just 1/8 inch. Those we just plasma cut. Here's the 2GR FE lower intake manifold. I want to show you a 2GR FSE. I'm going to actually make an intake for the 2GR FSE after this. But you can see how radically different the 2 motors, despite being very similar, the motors, their intake manifolds are quite radically different. There's no interchangeability between the 2. So you do need different intake manifolds. So we do have to, I got to tap some holes here. This plate here, it actually goes on here and then it bolts to the bottom. The bolts are going to come through the bottom. Kind of makes it so you can unbolt. That way you'll be able to unbolt the upper plenum from the lower to get at like fuel rails. And you can like unbolt. When you take the intake manifold, you only have to do the lower bolts too, and you can remove it all as 1 piece. Another important thing about this, you can see Kevin here, he did the drafting on this. He got these just pretty much perfect. Might be a little port matching there you could do, but you can see that thing's darn near perfect. Get it lined up right, but with the throttle body plate, we actually designed this so depending on your application, you can put the throttle body coming out the front, or you can put the throttle body coming out the rear. We kind of put all little ledges on all this too, so it kind of all interlocks for welding, making it easier. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna tap these holes, drill some holes out, and then we'll get to welding this. Welding up the intake manifold, and guess what? I forgot to record any of it, but you've seen me weld before, and you didn't want to watch my shaky old hands anyway, so some of the welds turned out pretty good. A little rusty, but hardest part was getting this to bend. This is actually the top metal, it's 1/8 inch, and it was out of 6061. I think I'm going to try 3003 next time, just for the, we'll still machine like the face plate and the inner base out of 6061, but we'll do 3003, I guess, for the sides. I guess it forms a little better. I just put the sides on first and the front plate, and then I just tacked on the inside. And then I ran the top one next, and then I just kind of finished it. I mean, it was self-explanatory. It isn't rocket science, but you can see I just have the rail sitting on here. But you can see the rails will actually, the fuel rails fit the stock ones. I don't have the injectors in. The bolts clear too, even though you can't see that I don't have the bolts on, but the bolts do clear. I did try it. So take a peek inside here. You can see down in there. With that all done up. Here's a, this is a 76 millimeter throttle body. You can find them on the ISF. I think the Tundra has them too. In fact, I'm positive the Tundra does. But this just, I just got a couple of screws. This just goes on here. If you're running the stock fuel rail, there's interference here, but you can just flip this. Doesn't matter. You can run a throttle body with this drive-by wire upside down or this way. We're also going to make this for just the stock 70 millimeter too. But I mean, you might as well, in my opinion, you might as well upgrade to the 76 millimeter. I mean, I saw a dyno where it only added a couple of horse on a stock motor, but I mean, I've seen these on eBay for 50 bucks. And, you know, if you ever go boosted or do hotter cams, switch over the cams and whatnot, it'll probably pay off in the end. Definitely pay off if you're going boosted. But even if you're, you know, doing head porting and cams and headers, you'll probably gain more than just a couple of horse, especially in conjunction with a higher flow short ram intake manifold. So yeah, that's I think that's all I have on this. This is just a prototype, but if anybody wants this, you know, I'd sell it. We're next gonna build. Got it sitting right here. Here's the for the 2GR FSE. That's the one I actually need for our car. So, but I just built this one because I had the 2GR FE manifold too, so I figured I'd make one for each. Yeah, that's about it for now. Yeah, thanks for watching.